Hi, Rogues! Welcome. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope that you are ready for some space shenanigans. We're going to spend a little bit more time on the damned donut world. With the dam breaking every time loop, because we still have more to solve there, but we have clues that we have not followed up on. Hi, NeoGets. Hello, Elixir. Detective Zen. What mischief is this, I wonder? The crew start their shifts, restless and irritable, as all of them were visited by 3 time period specific ghosts, trying to teach them the true meaning of Christmas. No amount of, I'm not from Earth, we don't celebrate the same holidays, I'm Jewish, or I love Christmas and give generously to the poor, seems to dissuade them from their efforts. All crew are advised to try and keep a holiday-like disposition until the Spectre problem is resolved. Oh dear. Looking for sage and salt. Ready for donuts? Of course. Hi, Puddleglum. Hi, Detective Zen. The Christmas Carol. Yay. I wonder if I go a wassailing, if that will appease the ghosts. I don't actually really know what wassailing is, but yeah, if I go a wassailing among the leaves so green. I just remember the Claymation Christmas special when I was growing up, and in between things, the Claymation hosts sang the wassailing song and got drunker and drunker. Except that in my brain, wassailing was always mulled cider, like spiced cider. So I don't actually know. You know what? I like to learn. Also waiting for the other shoe to drop with how you're feeling. Oh, you had your booster and flu shot. Oh gosh, both at the same time. I did both at the same time, but yeah, wow. Wassail is a beverage made from hot mulled cider, ale, or wine and spices, drunk traditionally as an integral part of wassailing, an ancient English Yuletide drinking ritual and salutation, either involved in door-to-door charity giving or used to ensure a good harvest the following year. Thank you, Wikipedia, for always being there to answer my I just want an answer that is sufficient at this moment questions. Not actual research, just I'm curious, what is this? Wikipedia. And that's from someone with a library degree. This may have been the result of Crewman Gary being grumpy in front of a suspect collection of Charles Dickens. This has not been 100% confirmed. I mean, it's obviously Crewman Gary, except that I believe that Crewman Gary is actually Detective Zen in disguise. There's 2 kinds of wassailing. Begins to word vomit random facts. It's about going door to door singing and getting drinks. So wassailing is basically caroling, but people give you mulled wine or mulled cider in return for your singing. Or going to the orchard to make cider? Nice. The nurse was like, you're also due for these 2 other vaccines/boosters. Do you want to do these today too? And you're like, how about I come back later for those? Good idea. I did my tetanus, no, not tetanus. It was my MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella. I did that booster at the same time as I did my COVID booster and my flu shot. It was a mistake to do all of them at the same time. Was it MMR? It might have been, no. It might have been my tetanus shot. It was one of the 2. It was either MMR or tetanus. But it was wrong to do them all at once. Because I wanted to just get them out of the way and not do multiple trips, and it was a mistake. Someone get Charles Dickens off this ship. Caroling, but you think your singing improves a few houses later. Well, isn't that how it works? I've only been caroling like twice. It was not a thing, but when I was in college, for 3 years of my undergrad, I attended a conservatory that was primarily, like, the big program at the conservatory I went to was musical theater. And so at least 2 of those years, I randomly got together with other members of my jazz choir and went caroling. I don't remember why we did it, but I remember doing it. I remember it was cold, and we went around and sang at a few houses. I don't know. It felt very disorganized. And I was just sort of, it was like, oh yeah, come on, we're gonna go caroling, come with us. And so I did. And that's the only time I've ever been caroling. I've sung lots of carols. When I was in show choir in high school, oh gosh, there was this big electronics store that opened. Big, huge warehouse-like space. The employees went around the store on roller skates. I don't remember what it was called, but they hired the show choir to come and sing carols 2 weekends before Christmas. And so I performed there and did carols there. And I was part of, when I was at the conservatory, I was also part of a choir there, not just the jazz choir, but an actual like classical type choir. And we performed at Lessons in Carols, which was an annual thing that they did there because it was technically the school I went to was affiliated with the United Methodist Church, I think. I don't know. But they always did Lessons in Carols at one of the churches downtown. And so I sang in that, and I had a solo in that one year. I don't remember. I don't know. I've sung so much religious music, which is funny because I didn't really know anything about. I still don't. I don't know much about like actual like Christianity. The ones they wanted you to do were pneumonia and tetanus. Yeah, it would have been a lot. Loosening up with the help of some warm liquid courage could very well help singing quality, especially when it's cold. You've done caroling at nursing homes? Surprising number of songs about wassail and wassailing. Hi, Pretty Witchery! How did I escape knowing? The stories weren't very interesting to me. And I didn't like reading. Yes, I have a library science degree. When I was a kid, I did not like reading. They took me to so I had this thing in second grade where I would start reading a sentence on the chalkboard, and the teacher had written something on the chalkboard, right? I say there were 2 sentences. The dog chased the cat ran up the tree. One written above the other. I would be copying down the sentences like we were supposed to do or whatever, and I would copy down the dog ran up the tree. And so I ended up with bifocals in second grade because they determined that my eyes were the problem. I don't think my eyes actually were the problem. Now, knowing more about myself, 40 odd years later, I suspect it was ADHD and not actually my eyes. and that I was just bored and skipped to the end of the second sentence instead of progressing all the way through. But whatever. I had glasses on and off for years. But yeah, I had bifocals in second grade. So I didn't like reading. I only read when I was required to for school until the summer I was 13. One of our neighbors took us with them to the library's summer reading program, and there were prizes. Oh, the other thing that got me reading in elementary school was Pizza Hut. The Book It program through Pizza Hut, where you could earn a personal pizza by reading books. That got me to read. But I read things like The Berenstain Bears or Richard Scarry and things like that, because those were interesting. The Mr. Men and Little Miss books, I also like those. I still like those. But I didn't really get into reading until the summer I turned 13, and it was the library's summer reading program. And that was when I discovered The Heritage of Shannara, tetralogy by Terry Brooks. And I devoured them. They were great. I loved them. And then I went back and read Sword of Shannara and Wish Song and Elfstones and First King. And then I ran out because there weren't any more out at the time. And so I read all of his Magic Kingdom of Landover books, which I think also resonated for me because the entrance to the Magical Kingdom of Landover was in the woods off of the Shenandoah, or off of the what's it called? The Parkway. I forget what it's called. Anyway, there's a scenic drive in Southwest Virginia in the mountains here, and it was a place I was familiar with from like Boy Scouting and stuff like that, and so that resonated. But yeah, I didn't like reading. I didn't enjoy the Bible stories, so I just never learned them. And I know a couple of things. I know things that I've gotten from popular culture, but I never really buckled down. When I had to memorize Bible verses for Sunday school, I struggled, and I would memorize it long enough to get through Sunday school, and then I would forget it. Because I'm good at taking tests. ADHD would be a viable solution, yes. Gaming the Pizza Hut scheme. Hey, Book It is an amazing program wherever you can get it. Honestly, incentivizing kids to read in order to get pizza, why not? Same thing with the summer reading programs at public libraries, getting kids to read by giving them prizes for reading. And as long as you're counting whatever they're reading, like let them read comic books if they like comic books. They're reading and enjoying it, so let them. The Richard Scarry picture books were awesome. They're updated versions. You were always a big reader, but it was the only thing you could focus on. Blue Ridge. Yeah, I mean, in the Blue Ridge, but I was trying to think of like the specific Skyline Drive. That was the thing. I was trying to think of Skyline Drive. No Pizza Hut scheme there. The only thing you had was the MS Readathon, where you could raise money for MS. Hey, that's pretty good, although not as incentivizing as library summer reading programs where you get really junky prizes, but they were prizes. You got prizes. Like they were cheap plastic toys that would break really fast, or bookmarks. But they were prizes. And if you read enough books, you got prizes. So that worked on me as a kid. Didn't want to ask adults for money. I was going to read it regardless. Yeah. So after I discovered reading was enjoyable, after I got into the Terry Brooks novels, I branched out from there. I read Dragonlance. I did. I got to the point where I didn't like books that were just a single book. I wanted epic tales. And I'm still that way now. Like, I prefer long books and trilogies and just lengthy stories. I like to dive into the world and live in the world. So like, I started playing the Mars game on Saturday, and there's so much Mars that was happening, and I was like, okay, I need to reread Mars. So I'm rereading the Kim Stanley Robinson Mars trilogy. I'm on the second book now. It's a really long trilogy, and if you've ever read any Kim Stanley Robinson, it is hard sci-fi, and it is lengthy, but it's all really good. And I've read more than just the Mars trilogy. I've read like every book set in that universe that he's written. But I'm really enjoying my reread of the Mars trilogy. You just finished Sam's Outer Wilds VOD? I have not watched Sam play any of Outer Wilds except the very first time that they ever played it, which was long before they actually like started playing it on a regular basis, because I've been trying to avoid spoilers. And you can encounter things in any order in this game. So someday I will go back and watch it. But have you considered making bad choices, like me reading the Anne Rice vampire books? I have considered reading the Anne Rice vampire books. I never quite got around to it. I did see when Interview with the Vampire came out. When it first came out, I saw it in theaters. And it was the first movie I ever went to where the showing ended after midnight. They have a reaction to the anglerfish. I had a reaction to the anglerfish. There's some warnings. Yeah, I saw your notes about Interview with the Vampire. There's one book that I read that I actually really, really like that made me actually throw up. It's a really good book. I vomited. The book is by Richard Preston. It is called The Hot Zone. It is a nonfiction book that reads like a novel. It is about Ebola Reston. And there were some slight like personal connections that I had to the story going on in it. So if you're not familiar, Ebola Reston is a non-lethal to humans variant of the Ebola disease that was discovered in the 1990s in Reston, Virginia, at a building a couple of blocks away from where my mom worked, and a couple of blocks away from a building that I later worked in, because I later worked in the same building my mom had worked in. But it had nothing to do with the Ebola. The thing that made me vomit was that there was a graphic description of, I'm not going to go into lots of graphic detail, but I am going to mention what it was. There was a graphic description of somebody using a chef's knife to open a can, and the resulting cut of their own hand that happened, and the description of them cutting their hand made me throw up. Slide reel that shows the origin of the stranger and its inhabitants. Several slides have been burned and cannot be viewed. I don't think that's what the green thing is actually on. Yes, it was, and it plays into the drama of the tale. It's a really good book. Kind of scary if you're afraid of infectious diseases. It's written really well. It's a nonfiction story that was heavily researched, but it's written to read like a novel. And it's really good. I read Red Dragon. Oh gosh. Pretty witchery. No. Someone who's been to the ER from improperly using a chef knife size knife. Yeah, exactly. It just, ouch. Slide burning room. A room full of burned slide reels piled next to a strange device. I found a hidden slide reel that shows a container marked with a glowing symbol being handed to a shadowy figure. The figure follows a procession of green lights through a forest to a candlelit building, where they carry the container into a secret passage behind a roaring fireplace. Yes, well, we've been to the fireplace. Hi, Hannah! But there was, is it this one? No. Slide reel that shows a container marked with a glowing symbol. The lights are extinguished, and the figure carries the container into a secret passage behind a mural of a large tree. Nope, I've been to that one. So it's this one. Glowing symbol being handed. They get on the raft. They ride the raft part way. Partway there, they turn and use the little dimensional shift ability to go to a place that you can't get to otherwise. That is where I need to go. In the Cinder Isles. You weirdly never stopped from horror in any format. Sabrina was too wicked, but Lecter? He's fine. Oh, jeez. I wasn't allowed to watch Poltergeist. I wanted to, and I was a teenager, and I wasn't allowed to watch Poltergeist. But that was the only time that my parents ever, like, didn't let me watch something. Oh, shoot. I didn't do what I need to do. I did eventually watch Poltergeist, and it wasn't that scary, except, well, it sort of was. There was the whole, the bit with the kid being eaten by the tree. That disturbed me. Oh, no, it was Poltergeist 2 I wasn't allowed to watch because the kid being eaten by the tree disturbed me in Poltergeist. And then, I have never watched Arachnophobia, but that's because I have arachnophobia. I listened to Arachnophobia, and I couldn't look at the screen ever. When I concentrated on writing, I worked with a group of horror writers. Once you start going through those descriptions clinically as part of proofreading, the horror elements lose their effects. I could see that. Oh, wow. I didn't go directly here, which means that everything's in a different orientation. My parents were fine with D&D, because honestly, it was my Boy Scout, Scoutmaster who was introducing everybody to D&D, and Warhammer 40K and all sorts of other role-playing games. So my parents didn't have a problem with it, but that could just be a result of growing up in a military family, where it wasn't a big deal. And that those types of things were good entertainment. But I didn't really play very much D&D. I did a little bit of, I want to say, It was AD&D, so second edition. I think I may have done like one or two one-shots, and that was it. And then I didn't play another role-playing game until I started playing Rifts with a group of people in high school. And we played Rifts and we played Vampire the Masquerade. There's one where a lawnmower goes after people. Oh no, I remember that. I don't remember what it is, but I remember that. Your dad walked out of the theater when he went to The Exorcist? I've seen part of The Exorcist. I haven't seen the whole thing. I've seen a lot of Saw. I think I've seen 4 or 5 of the Saw movies. I've seen some bad horror movies. Honestly, the thing that bothered me most about Saw was, I believe it's either the first or the second movie. There's a pit of hypodermic needles that the character falls into. I couldn't deal with that. That was the worst part of it, of the entire movie. A role player for years before I found out that versions with dice existed. Saw 2. Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you for the self-care, Alexi. Wow. Who knew that it was time for a self-care? Yes, NeoGets. I actually have those on DVD, and I don't really watch them. Now, Cube and Cube 2 Hypercube and Cube Zero, those I watch. Again and again. I enjoy the Cube movies. But I generally like things more like The Others. Sort of suspenseful horror. More so than the blood and guts horror. Yeah, the Saw movies are very much blood and guts, jump scare type horror. So I've seen them, but they're not my favorite. I also think there are too many of them at this point. Let's doze off now that we've been talking about horror for so long. We're in the damned donut world. I'm not angry at it. It's just DAMMED. Yeah, jump scares. There are times when they are okay. But when it is the entirety of the point, it's just cheap. Like, yeah, sometimes I'm just like, you know, there are better ways. But some people really like slasher movies, so whatever. I have the ones that I prefer, and I have the ones that I don't prefer. My problem is that the ones that I don't prefer are the ones that get made most. Yeah, damned donut world. No, DAMMED, not DAMNED. Are we at a Krispy Kreme? Totally. Hi, Shadows of Life. I'm sure you've been here since the start of stream. The worst horror movie I saw, as in not a good movie, was a movie called Dead Clowns. Struggled to get through it and only did because we paid to rent it. Oh gosh, that is not a good recommendation for that movie. X-Files and Twilight Zone horror. Blood and guts really isn't my thing. Resident Evil games really ride the line. Yeah, I could see that. There was, honestly, Doctor Who does some really good horror. Like the Are You My Mommy thing and the is it down or up? I don't know which one I need to I don't know where am I going? Ooh, hello. Have I not done that before? I must have. Oh, this is just where you go if you go up, right? Don't Blink. Don't Blink was really good. Are You My Mommy was good. What was the other one? There are a couple of them. There's the time travel-y, well, yeah, it's Doctor Who. There's the time travel-y one. The 1970s one, where the doctor... Uh-oh, I might be stuck. Oh, no, I'm not stuck. I can't remember which doctor it was. Oh, Silence Will Fall. Yeah, Doctor Who's done some really good horror. There was one in one of the relatively recent series. I can't remember if it was during Jodie's time or just before it. I think it was before Jodie, where there was like a 1970s out on the English moors, sort of everybody locked in a house sort of thing with like a ghost haunting. Steffi, thank you so much for the chai. I remember that one being good. I don't remember much about it. Jodie Whittaker. I'm paying more attention to chat than I am to the game, which is funny. I don't know where I am. Is it this way? I know where I'm going, but I don't remember how to get there. That's the problem. Chai is much better than coffee, I approve. Yeah, coffee just does bad things to my digestion if I have any. I like coffee, but I drink chai because I tolerate it better. That and I can still put espresso in chai if I need a boost of caffeine, although I have to be careful with that. Okay, one of these things is not like the other. This is not the way. It is the way, but it's not. Never in my life liked coffee. I actually prefer hot chocolate. Ooh, hot chocolate. Ooh, a mix of hot chocolate and coffee is also something that I enjoy. I don't know. I used to drink just black coffee, but I do like a good dirty chai, which is just chai with some espresso in it. Although ristretto is better than espresso for that application because it's less bitter with all of the caffeine. Starbucks can't do ristretto in their espresso makers, but now they have. I like the Tazo brand if I'm out and about just buying chai, and the. So Starbucks has their new blonde espresso. Hashtag not sponsored. Also, let your workers unionize and respect them, please. But their blonde espresso is a less bitter, like it's a less dark espresso roast, which is weird to say, but comes out being a bit less bitter in more the way that a ristretto would be. Keep your mocha abominations away from me. Oh gosh, I remember just getting mochas at the mall. Oh, that were super, super sweet, chocolatey things with just a hint of coffee to them. I do like coffee ice cream too. Okay, I have to hide my light under a bushel. Hankering for an Irish coffee. Irish coffee, I understand. However, while Irish coffee makes sense, it is not especially for me, mostly because my body doesn't tolerate mint very well. It makes my tongue itch. So I prefer Italian coffee, which in this sense means hide my light under a bushel. Is that a euphemism? I don't know. In this sense, Italian coffee is exactly like Irish coffee, except with amaretto instead of Irish, or instead of the sorry, my brain has stopped. Oh, they're not happy about that, are they? Uh-oh, I should hide. Also, oh wow, they done come down in those elevators. Oh heckity wow. Where does this go? Can I go that way? Is that, oh, that works. Hi. Oh dear. I'm scared. Don't hurt me. I'm not here, I'm not here. Don't perceive me. Is this, wait, this is where I just was. No, this is the wrong way. I'm so turned around. It's fine, this is fine. Ah! Shit! No! God! Fuck! Sorry. They're not even that scary, but oh my god. It scared the heck out of me. Oh boy. I'm sorry, Elixir. Oh wow, it really scared the heck out of me. All right, everything's turned off. I don't know where I'm supposed to go though. I need to go down there, but I don't remember how to get there. Keep cool under pressure. All the lights are just gone. Everyone jumped me, but can I adopt it? Oh no, the Owlk are really, like, they're not as, the Owlk are not actually as scary as they seem. Oh fuck. They are terrifying, but they're not actually scary. I know that makes perfect sense. I'm not here. Do not perceive me. So they're not actually attacking you. They just come and blow out your lantern. I fell into the water. They just come and blow out your lantern. They just don't want you there. They're not actually trying to like eat you or anything. They're just blowing out your lantern. That's it. But it is so scary when they come at you. Which is honestly masterfully done in this game. Like, it's, I know they're not gonna hurt me, and it still scares me. Which is just, they did a really good job. It's worse now because I turned out all the lights. Hey, who turned out the lights? Hey, who turned out the lights? Yes, I think we could adopt them if they were still alive. Sadly, they are all desiccated husks. Okay, this is where I'm supposed to be, but the question is, am I going to be attacked on the way there? Inquiring minds want to know. Ah! Fuck! Shit! Fuck! Oh, God! I was even ready for it. I apologize if that hurt your ears. At this point, I think they're technically Tamagotchi. Therefore, friendship is necromancy. No, you're kind of right, NeoGets. They are kind of Tamagotchi. We're in a digital world. We are on the grid. We are, this is basically Tron, their programs. I will take it as a compliment if you found your new email alert and it has anything to do with me screaming. I will take it as a compliment. Yo. You stay away. Stay back. No. I don't understand how I'm supposed to get past them. I have to go that way. I don't know of another way. And they still get me even if I don't have my lantern. But if I don't have my lantern, I could take a look around and maybe come up with ideas. I mean, the sun is about to explode, so it's not like I have a lot of time. Okay. I can't just jump. Can I? I would like it if I could. I wonder, could I do? What would happen if I did? Ouch. These feel somewhat like angels, but what if no murder? Oh, there goes the sun. There goes the sun, little darling. There goes the sun. It is exploding right now and we don't have much time. There goes the sun, doodle doo doo. There goes the sun. And there's the sun exploded music. Well, it wasn't a complete disaster. It was just a scary moment. That's all. Just trying to get a good vantage point on the death of the universe. This is the best vantage point I think I can get right now. Oh boy. Crewman Gary, not those lights. What did I tell you about Deck 11? There's the sun. It hasn't quite exploded yet, but the end of the solar system, end of the time loop music started, so we know it's coming. The timeline on the sun going boom seems short. We are stuck in a 27-minute time loop. I believe part of the goal, I don't know, is to figure out how to stop the sun from exploding. I mean, all of the stars in our general area are exploding, and we know why. Because in the base game, we discovered that in order to power the time adjustment that they needed lots of energy. And so it took all the energy from all of the stars in the region. I think right now I'm in the DLC. I've done almost everything in the base game. I saved one thing in the base game. But yeah, we're just an astronaut person creature who flies in a wooden spaceship. And our system is interesting, to say the least. This is these are the planets. So we've got our sun, and there's a station orbiting very close to the sun. That one's really hard to get to. This is Ember Twin and Ash Twin. The only place in the base game that I have not figured out how to get to yet is inside the core of Ash Twin. Timber Hearth, which is where we are, and it has a little moon called the Addle Rock. Brittle Hollow, which is a world that is basically a shell around a black hole that is perpetually crumbling over the course of the 27 minutes into that black hole. But if you fall in the black hole, you just come out at the White Hole Station. Oh, interesting. I can't click on the station, so just the white hole. It has a moon, Hollow's Lantern, which is a big ball of molten rock with various volcanic caldera on it. Giant's Deep is an ocean world with never-ending water spouts and a strong current that makes it so that you can't get to the center of the planet, except you have to. And in order of that, there is a cannon that explodes at the very beginning of the time loop, and you can see it break apart into 3 pieces. Oh, happy exam week, Caden. I hope your exams are going well. Then there's Dark Bramble, which is a bunch of shards of ice with a twisted horror factory growing out of it. It's basically a bramble, but if you go in it, it just goes on and on forever in recursion. So it's fun, and it's full of space anglerfish that will eat you. The Interloper, which is a comet, and then there's the Quantum Moon, which is quantum and shifts position unless you're looking at it. And then the Stranger. The Stranger is this donut-shaped artificial habitat, apparently from like the next star system over, I think, that was completely cloaked, and that we have been exploring as in the DLC. There be whales here. What? Whales? What about whales? I need whales. Still need to watch the stream going to the lab thing that I can't remember. I have no idea what you're talking about, but whatever. It explains previous anglerfish comments. I need to remember to put my suit on. Sometimes I forget to put my suit on, and that would be bad. All right. Oh, come on, controller. Don't do that to me. Nope. I don't want to listen to it. I want to fly to it. Come on, Otto. Pilot me there. See, we're flying at nothing. And then, once you get inside the cloaking field, suddenly, stranger is here beside me. Ouch. I don't need no makeup. Don't have to pretend. Uh-oh. Nope, nope. Run away, run away. It's gonna blow up. What's the lab you were holding off on before starting this DLC? The place I have not been to is the project at the center of Ash Twin. So the Ash Twin project, I've not gotten inside of it yet, Shadows. That's what I've not done. I believe Sam has done that. I think somebody mentioned that Sam has done that. Which is, it was good that I had not been watching, because I still have no idea actually how to get there. Name that tune is easy when Rogan sings the lyrics that are the title of the song. I didn't, though. I said, suddenly stranger is floating before me. You don't need no cloaking. Don't have to pretend. Suddenly stranger is there for the exploring. I'll gain understanding and save the Owlkin. Nope, that doesn't work. I don't know. I also don't think I'm gonna save them, but it was the best thing I could come up with at the moment. I love it when I start singing a song with altered lyrics and have not thought through what the new lyrics are going to be and just have to make them up as I go while trying to stay in rhythm and on pitch. Actually, I do enjoy making up alternate lyrics for things. But nobody guessed the song. Somebody's got to know the song. Ellen Greene sings it in the original. She has a very distinctive voice. The DLC started with the radio tower on Timberhearth. Yes, indeed it did. And it took me like 3 streams to figure out how to get to the stranger. Once you've gotten to the stranger, you can just lock onto it with your guidance and have autopilot take you there, but you have to find it first. And it took me like 3 streams to figure out how to get there. Granted, these are shorter streams. These are like 2-hour streams, but all right. So to go down is left, but there's the creepy, scary guy. I can't jump down, but if I come this way, I can't jump down from here. I believe there was an Alk in this vicinity. I don't think I can jump down this way either. Nope, it's water. I would wake up. I'm totally trying to figure out how to just skip past them. Musically illiterate and haven't listened to much. It was Suddenly Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors. Ellen Greene in the movie, Rick Moranis and Ellen Greene are the 2 main characters. and Ellen Greene has a very distinctive voice. She was also in Pushing Daisies. All right, so I don't know. This one is uncertain. There's got to be a way that I can go to the places without fear. How do I get past those darn elk? Pushing Daisies is a lovely show. I'm so sad that it was a mid-season pickup that got canceled mid-season the next season, and it deserved so much more. It was so good. I haven't seen Little Shop since I was very young. Oh, Little Shop. Little Shop. Little Shop of Horrors. Maybe I didn't go far enough. I like Little Shop. No, I think I went too far. Come on. Just take me there. Where is the thing? Aha! I caught it! Feed me, Seymour. Feed me now. I don't do have a good Audrey 2. Sorry. One of my cockatiels was named after Seymour Krelborn from Little Shop of Horrors. He was every bit as neurotic as Seymour Krelborn. Oh, Pretty Witchery, thanks. Just make up songs and subject people to me regardless of lack of talent. I've never seen Little Shop live. I've known people who've been in it, but I've never actually seen it live. Okay. So there's elevators everywhere. I wish I knew what to do, where to go. Vertigo? What if I jump here? Ouch. But it didn't wake me up. Ha! That wakes me up though. Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo. Wake me up before you go. I've seen a Little Shop live. Wasn't much singing though. UW Parkside. I am not familiar with Parkside. Which UW? My brain, you're talking Wisconsin, right? Because my brain immediately went to Washington, but that's because I went to UW, the University of Washington, for my master's. Just thinking of other shows that my family ended up liking a lot. Malcolm in the Middle was one you ended up liking a lot at the time. I don't know how well it's aged either. I remember liking it. In Kenosha. Okay. I thought Wisconsin was the right locale. All right. Gosh. How does one get past the elk? Because they just seem like I can make them pause by shining a bright light at them, but then they come dashing at me. Carefully. Okay, he's here. I fell in the water. I hope you got it back from Washington. I hope your brain wasn't that dusty. Wait, what? What did I say? Oh, because my brain was in Washington? My brain went to Washington. Oh, wow. It took me a minute. I mean, basically, my brain went to Washington for school because I only physically went there thrice. I went there for 1 week of orientation. I went there for 1 day of orientation for my study abroad in the Netherlands. And I went there for graduation. Otherwise, I was in Minnesota the whole time. All right, you. No, no, no! I was hoping, but how do I do? Arg. Argle bargle. Long distance communication with a brain must be hard. Well, it depends. Are you an embodied consciousness? Or are you an embodied computer, or are you a human? If you're an embodied computer, all you need is a sufficient length of cable in order to communicate with your brain at a distance. At least according to Charles Sheffield's Heritage Universe. Those are some books I like. They're not in any way completely like they didn't age perfectly well, but hi, Abyssal Icarus. Hi. Charles Sheffield was a physicist who wrote science fiction. He lived in Maryland, and his novels, I fell in the water again. I like the universe in his books, Transcendence, Convergence, etc., etc. I can't remember what they all are. And then there's also, I actually discovered Charles Sheffield because of the book Cold as Ice, which is actually the first in a trilogy that has some interesting science fiction to it. I mean, it's science fiction, so of course it has interesting science fiction. But if you've never read any Charles Sheffield science fiction, I would recommend it. I think it's good. It's not egregious, except parts of the Heritage Universe. There's some very blatant sexism that happens, but it's more, I think, it somewhat can be attributed more to character, like the specific characters, than to the writing and the authorship. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. All right, let's see. Maybe if I shine the light and lure him out, like lure him forward and then hide so that he goes past. It's just hard because I have to get across that bridge and then there's the water to fall in. So where do I hide? Summertide. I think Summertide is the first book. That one is, that universe is where the Zardaloo are from. And the Zardaloo are, well, I don't want to give it away, because if some of you read it, then you won't necessarily know exactly what the Zardaloo are until you meet the Zardaloo. But the Zardaloo are basically space boogeymen. Quite interesting. And then there are creatures that are Cecropians and Hymenopts, and like that's how they're referred to, is by those types of no fudgening. So if you're not familiar, Cecropians are insects. Like it's a type of insect, and Hymenoptera, like the alien species are using like terms that we use to refer to different like genera of of species here on Earth. Fudgening, yes. I am open to suggestions about how to get past this frickin' elk. I have to go past him. I don't see any other way. Because this is the only path. There's no other way there. Well, I could explore... Well, I don't know. I could try and explore up. But I know I have to go down. So... Yo. You. Freak. I'm not here. You don't see me. I'm not here. You don't see me. I'm not here. You don't see me. I am not here. What are you doing perceiving me? Why are you perceiving me? I told you I wasn't here and that you didn't see me. I didn't hide very well. I failed my stealth check. Elaborate song and dance number. I like that idea. What if, can I shine the light from above? Do not perceive me is yelling, do not perceive me is not a good plan. I definitely feel seen. There's a light over at the elk place. There's a light burning in the fireplace. No, the fireplace was at the other place. Why friend-shaped if not friend? Exactly. I just want, like, I haven't been able to learn any of their language, but I know they has language. I want befriend. Befriend. I want befriend. I do the Heidi. Ooh. Or. Nope. How did you find me? How? Ulchaban. Shine a light. Oh, I don't know this one, Abyssal. Do not perceive me. Yelling do not perceive me is a charisma / persuasion check, not a stealth check. Ulchaban. It's one of the only words I remember from doing Duolingo Irish. Ulchaban is owl. I don't know this Elton John song, but I also don't know a lot of Elton John songs, so. It seemed like a good hiding place, but then it didn't work. What's a filter? You did Klingon? Please, owl friend, I want befriend. I am kind, adorbs, am definitely not tasty, nor do taste good with most simmer sauces. Yo. You be nice. You be kind. Nice, good, nice. Kind, good, nice. And the sun just blew up. Or is about to. We make friends with everything. I tried. I have tried so many times, but I can't learn their language because they blow out my candle. Would you light my candle? Oh, what'd you do with my candle? Sorry, I know that was horrible, but also, I'm not Idina Menzel, and my voice was not prepared to hit her notes right now. Tulamar. Exclamation of excitement from The Sims 1. To Lamar! I don't know this one, but anyway. Rent the deep cut. Very few people are Idina Menzel. Humanity's greatest skill, making friends with everything. I like the most simmer sauces. That was a good comment, yes. Humans will pack bond with anything. You're not wrong. Except that I prefer to flock bond instead. Mostly with cockatiels. Because, oh my God, have you seen cockatiels? They are so adorable. I might like cockatiels. I try to talk nicely to my appliances just in case. I always thank Siri every time. Do cockatiels get pack tactics? If I'm writing the rules, yes. I'm about to be electrocuted. Not empirically tested all possible simmer sauces. I see. Oh, this is our third time loop now. No, I definitely, someday, I want to play a were-cockatiel in a TTRPG. Either that, or can you imagine the Krynos form of a were-cockatiel? Either that, or like an Aarakocra, but cockatiel. A penguin Aarakocra! That would be awesome. They do get hypervigilance and fear of stationary objects. This is true. I sleep like a rock. Nothing wakes me up. I don't even hear my freaking alarm clock. But door closed, my birds in the other room, when they had night frights, I woke up and I was immediately there, running out there to save them, because you put your cockatiels in their cage at night and you cover it over with a sheet so that it blocks out light so that they know it's time to sleep. But sometimes, for no obvious reason, something will startle them in the middle of the night and they will be afraid and start flapping. And I don't have the burbs anymore. I haven't had the burbs for years at this point. Otherwise, I definitely would. And, you know, someday I would like to have burbs again. But they went to live with my brother's flock. And it's been a while. It's been, wow, more than a decade. But so they'll start flapping because they're scared. And they have what are called blood feathers. I'm going to do the hat trick. Was there a specific hat that you want, Puddleglum? Otherwise, I will just pick one. Streamer's Choice. Got it. Streamer's Choice Star Trek hat. Okay. Let's do this view. It didn't start the music. Why did it? There. It's supposed to start the music when I go there. I don't know what happened. I do. I've got... I just have the two of them right now. I actually want this one tonight, but I forgot what I was saying. Something about the birds. Oh yeah. So they get scared and they'll start flapping, and so All right. Imagine a drum roll, because someday I will have a drum roll sound effect. That's all the hat trick is. It's just me changing hats without you seeing the top of my head. Thank you for redeeming a hat trick. Okay, I'm gonna bring the game back up, but there is no top of my head. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, self-care. I will do that as well. So they have what are called blood feathers. Most bird feathers are completely hollow, and if they break the feather, they'll just shed the feather. But there are some feathers in the wing, of cockatiels for sure. I imagine of some other birds as well, but I have not studied the anatomy to know. But they have what are called blood feathers. And generally, if they're scared and start flapping, they're not inside a cage. And so it's not a big deal because they'll just fly away. But if they're in a cage and they're scared and they're flapping, there's a good chance they're going to break one of those blood feathers. And they can bleed to death within 10 minutes if they break a blood feather. So when you hear the night frights happen, it was just immediate. I was awake and in the other room, getting them out of the cage and checking them for broken feathers. Because if they broke a blood feather, I had a limited amount of time to grab a pair of needle-nose pliers and pull that feather so that it would stop bleeding. The blood feathers are feathers that have a blood supply to them, and they will literally bleed to death within 10 minutes if they break one. But yeah, so all you have to do, and it hurts. It's painful. If they break a blood feather, it's very painful. But all you have to do to stop the pain and the bleeding is pull that feather at a 45-degree angle, and then they're fine. The things you learn being a bird parent. They are some of the sweetest creatures I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. They can also be some of the most ornery creatures, but I do quite like birds. I had to do that once, and I do not recommend. Like clipping your dog's nails, wrong but worse. Yeah. Oh gosh. I have had to clip the bird's nails before, and oh gosh, Seymour, when I got him, he had been harassed by the other birds at the pet shop, and he didn't have any tail feathers grown in at all when I adopted him, and he was so pitiful. He was so pitiful. I couldn't not adopt him. Thankfully, well, so we had hoped that he would just, like, the feathers would grow in, like, the next time he completed a molting. But they didn't, which is bad, because he needs those tail feathers. So what I had to do was I had to, like, wrap him in a towel and flip him upside down and pull out all those tail feathers that had not grown in all the way. And once I did that, they grew in and he got a tail and he was fine. But he had been abused enough by the other birds that they had appeared, but they hadn't actually grown in, and that he wasn't shedding them. And so they were just sort of like, it was like having like a clogged pore, except it was where feathers should be growing. And so I just had to pull out the stunted feathers. And once I did that, he grew new feathers and they were fine. I want to go and scout the area. Your sister has budgies. She used to have one that liked you the most because you're tall and therefore tree and therefore friend. My sister-in-law used to have a parrotlet, which is like the tiniest little parrot ever. Parrotlets are minuscule. They're tiny. They are freaking hard to catch. You let them out of the cage and, oh, it's time for them to go back in the cage. They don't want to go back in the cage. So you have to chase them around. We used to use a fishing net, like a little, like the little net that you would use to like get a fish out of a fish tank. That's what we caught the parrotlet in because we couldn't get close enough to catch it with our hands. Okay, so there's nowhere to hide. See, it's that. I can't, he's like standing guard like right here. So where the frack am I supposed to go? What do you know? What do you know? How the heckity heck am I supposed to get there? Well, Jiminy Christmas. So I can activate him for, wait, what? Say what now? Doesn't Budgerigar in the Aboriginal language, so I don't know for certain. This may be just like a story. I thought Budgerigar was an Aboriginal Australian word meaning good to eat. But I'm not certain. That was the story I have read, but I don't know if it is accurate. Okay, so there are 2 bridges. Are we in Madison County? There's bridge here and bridge there. I need to get attention and then come this way. All without being able to see a dang thing. That's gonna be fun. Wish I had mental resources to be a bird person, but my dog is about my limit. They are, birds are not easy pets. They live a long time. They're smart and fragile. You're right. Birds do live a long time. You have to plan for them. A lot of them are going to outlive you, especially if you get them later in life. So you have to put them in your will. I mean, an Amazon parrot lives for like 80 years. So if you get it when you're 40, there's a good chance it's going to outlive you. If I remember correctly, there are no poisonous birds. Like, you can technically eat any bird, parasites and bacteria aside, because don't do that. I don't know of any poisonous birds. I also don't know of any venomous birds. I imagine there probably are. But I don't know of any. One of my dorm mates in college had a cockatoo. Those are very large birds. Cockatiel is about as large as I think I could handle. My sister-in-law had a blue crown conure who did not like males. And oh, she bit hard. Pretty sure there are more than 2 bridges in Madison County? Okay. No confirmed etymology for Budgerigar, but one option is related to them being good eating. Okay. Related to budgies possibly meaning good to eat. Okay, yeah, that's what I had heard. Please do not get a cockatoo. They're terrible pets. I think you have to have the right space and the right temperament to have a cockatoo as a pet. There's somebody on YouTube that has pet toucans, and I'm like, I'm not so sure about having a toucan as a pet. They live in a place where toucans are available naturally, so it's not like it was a trafficking thing, but still, toucans just seem like no. Cockatiels are very good. Budgerigars, budgies are good. English budgies are bigger than budgies. They tend to do really well. Lovebirds tend to do really well as pets. But honestly, once you get into the bigger birds, they're just not super great as pets. I love Psittacines generally, which is the parrot family, Psittacine. Personalities and their whole thing in the wild is amazing, but it takes a huge setup to keep them properly as a pet without it being cruel. Indeed, it is a big investment. So the bird might cost you $300 or more just to get the bird. But then the accessories, the cage, the food, all of that stuff, that is also going to cost a pretty penny. Probably as much as the bird. No, no, no bird, no. I was attacked by a bird. Essentially keeping a 2-year-old in a cage. So I know, I want to say it was Alex was his name, the African gray who was at the University of Arizona, who could do math at a 4th grade level. I haven't seen a rainbow lorikeet that I'm aware of. I may have and just not remember specifically what they look like. A red parrot of some kind who went everywhere on her shoulder. Yeah, Alex. Alex was amazing. He could identify textures. He could identify different types of cloth by their texture. He could identify color. He could do math at a 4th or 5th grade level. He was really amazing. There are videos of Alex online, and yeah, birds. So the bigger the bird, the bigger the brain, the smarter they are. The little birds, like budgies, you can sort of get them to speak like a word or two, but budgies aren't ever going to be like your Polly-want-a cracker type parrot because they're just too small. They aren't going to have the vocabulary necessary. They're just never going to learn enough words. Words, words, words. They can never find the words. Words, words. Holy heckin' wow. I may have successed. Oh, fudging. Fudgening. Ravens and crows are really smart, yeah. You get the Australian ones there, don't even know about the other kind of magpie until you're an adult. I made it! I did the thing! Julie! I did the thing! The question is, where do I go? Where do I go from here? Why is the path unclear? Understand we'll go hand in hand and we'll walk alone in fear. Where do we go from here? Hey, it's that hole I kept falling in. I knew it went somewhere good. Corvids are quite smart, yes. You have to be careful with psittacines of disease because humans can catch psittacosis, which is you can catch it from your birds. It's a disease. It is a not good disease. You don't want it. I hear that there are... What the what? What the what? Oh dear. Somebody's gonna catch me. I don't know where I'm going. What if I put my lantern down so that I can look around? Oh, bother, said Pooh. Magpies, Australian magpies are not corvids. Closely located to shrikes. Interesting. Oh. Problem with Australian magpies is, like crows, they remember faces. Did you all pay attention to Forest and Birds Bird of the Century contest this year? They usually did do like a Bird of the Year contest. This year it was a Bird of the Century, and it was so Forest and Bird in New Zealand does this. It's intended to raise awareness for conservation purposes. Well, this year their Bird of the Century. Oh, I forget what bird it was, but John Oliver, he did not violate the rules in any way. Anybody can sign up to be an advocate for one of the birds, and once they have signed up to be an advocate, it's just their job to get people to vote for that bird. And that's exactly what he did. So, the bird whose name, I can't remember what bird it was, if somebody can look it up, won fair and square. It just happened to have a sponsor that was advocating for it that had a really, really wide reach. And it was great. I love it. I love that he got involved, that I'm sure the people at Forest and Bird also were really, really happy that he got involved and raised awareness. And like, yeah. Wide wingspan, if you will. Yes. I can't remember the name of the bird. If somebody wants to look it up, or I can, but it's just Forest and Bird in New Zealand who do the thing. Oh, what is it called? It's a funny looking bird that throws up bones. I think. Is this where I want to be? Yeah, the Puteki Teki. Yeah, it's the Puteki Teki. I actually did, in our archives, I did an exhibit about Forest and Bird's Bird of the Year competition last year in one of our small little table cases. I just pulled out resources that we had about birds and bats, because one year they named a bat the Bird of the Year. But still, like, I think it's awesome. I think they do a great thing. I can't believe I made it here. Insert artifact? Holy what now? Oh my word now? Gimme, gimme, gimme? Gimme, gimme. Oh, bye, Zen. See you later. Gimme, gimme. those reels to watch. Where are they? Gimme a reel to watch. They're upstairs. How do I go and get them? Where the stairs go, I don't know. And gimme those reels to watch. Naming a bat a bird of the year feels a lot like Catholic rules for what is meant. I don't know that I understand that, but I take your word. It was cute, and it was such controversy, but also, oh, meat. Rules for what is meat. Got it. Okay, Eye of the World. They scanned it with their green flame. The bat did deserve to win. I don't understand what this is showing me. Wait, they scanned the Eye of the World, and it let off a shockwave in response that destroyed a bunch of planets and them. Either that, or they scanned it and they got a vision of the end of the universe. They're quite scared. I think it was just a vision of the future. So they saw that the Eye of the Universe was going to destroy the world. And so they burned their temple to the Eye and constructed the stranger with a thing that is meant to envelop the Eye to prevent its signal from going out. But that thing is no longer working. So they tried to stop its signal from going out. But then they also put themselves in the Matrix, and it has since ceased to function for long enough that the other race heard the signal from the Eye of the Universe. Interesting. Okay. This is my interpretation. We'll find out what it actually is when we look at the computer. Okay, brain. Scan. Oh, this is the upload into the Matrix. They sync their brainwaves using the green flame, which allows them into the virtual world. Uh-oh. Death. No brain. They're no longer in the virtual world because they died. Is that... I suppose we'll find out what that one means. I'm not 100% certain. And I don't want to run out of time because it was hard to get down here, so I want to make sure I get all of the reels on this go round because I don't want to have to come back down. This one was really hard to get to. Okay. They're in their couches, holding their green flames. There's an alarm thing above them. It rings. It's supposed to wake them up. It does. And then they're no longer in the digital world. They're back in their body. I believe we've already figured out how that works. Oh, but that one has died and desiccated away to nothingness. if they're dead and something tries to wake them, it causes a problem. They are now an anomaly. I don't know how I can use that. In the other ones where it showed me the anomalies, it was something I could use, like jump off the raft. I don't know how dying helps me. Because if I die, the time loop starts over. I can't just die and then wander around free inside the virtual world. Or can I? All right, I've looked at 3. Are there more? I can't turn out the lights. I can't go through the door because I can't turn out the light. No. Let me see more. More lore. More lore. More lore. One does not simply walk into more lore. All right, this was the 3rd space that I had not been to. Do you hear me? One does not simply walk into more lore. Yeah, I think those 3 are the only ones it's going to let me watch here. The question being, where the heck do I go now? Thank you, Hannah. Okay, so this brings me back up to here. Can I go up further? No, I can't. Oh, geez. This is now Danger World again. Why would I want to go back this way? This is Danger World. Wait. Am I all the way up? No. Why would there be an alarm? There? There's an alarm there? How is there an alarm there? Explain, please. Nope, I'm not here. You don't see me. I'm not here. You don't see me. Okay, look. You need to stay the fuck over there and leave me the farkle alone. No, no, I'm here to save you all. But I think you're really cool and I want to know you. I want to know you, Alk. I want to know you. Oh, well, I don't think that we are required to go back down in there this time. But there are other places we have not explored. You can stay not seen for about 15 more minutes. We're nearing end of stream and you will be noticed. Is that a threat? I wanna know. Wow, I don't know which tune that's supposed to go to. The counter is only the number of time loops. So when I get caught by the Alk, it's not a start of a new time loop. It is just, they wake me up. No, you're fine. It's just, you wrote, I want to know, and 2 possibilities came to my mind. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. Or, sometimes I want to know. Except that then that wants something along the lines of where everybody knows your name, which didn't really work because I didn't have alternate lyrics prepared. Ooh, I saw them de-rezzing. I witnessed them derezzing. Okay, I guess... Well, I'm going to get to see the computer. I'm going to get to see what the computer says about what I saw, which will be helpful because when I just have the images, sometimes I'm not 100% certain what I'm supposed to make of them. The other one was sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. And they're always glad you came. It's the theme song from the TV series Cheers. Welcome Back, Kotter. I don't know that one, actually, Pretty Witchery. I never watched Welcome Back, Kotter, so that one I don't know. But yeah, it was the theme song from Cheers that I went to. You're watching Sam play this as well, and you still have zero idea what is happening in this game. I can safely watch these streams and not be spoiled. Yeah, well, and I'm in the DLC, and as far as I know, Sam has not started the DLC. And the DLC is as big as the base game, but takes place essentially all on one planet-ish. Like, in the equivalence of location to the base game, it is all on the Stranger, which is one location in the system. But it is as much content as the base game. Oh, they did some DLC last week? Or yesterday, I guess it would have been. That's awesome. I hope that they do the DLC. I found the DLC to be really fun, despite the multiple times that the Alk have terrified me. Actually, I've quite enjoyed being terrified a few times, because I know they're not actually scary. It's just that they get me sometimes in that jump scare. Like, the Alk aren't bad. They're just going to blow out my light. They're not going to hurt me in any way. They're just going to wake me up. Because I don't belong in their simulation. They didn't actually do DLC, but they went near the entrance. So if they've installed the DLC, then there would have been a note at some point in the game letting them know that a new exhibit existed. And that would have pointed them to the place where you get the clues you need in order to start the DLC. Forbidden Archive. A library full of intact slide reels hidden deep underground. There is a container marked with one of the vault seals, but its contents have been destroyed. I found a slide reel that shows the Stranger's inhabitants analyzing the eye of the universe. Intact slides reveal the construction and launch of a spacecraft designed to block the eye's signal. I found a slide reel that shows two artifacts being lit near a green fire. The first artifact lights after its bearer falls asleep. The second artifact lights after its bearer dies. I found a slide reel that appears to be some sort of error report. It shows an alarm bell failing to wake up one of the Stranger's inhabitants. What? Yeah, okay, that doesn't really tell me what I need to do, though. Oh, dear. Non-archive. Not for Rogan. Better go somewhere else. Well, heckity. There's always this. Sealed vault. I don't know the combinations. I think you all may have mentioned it, like, roughly 2 weeks ago, but I don't know for certain because I haven't been watching. But it hasn't been that long. I think you all mentioned Ash Twin being like 2, maybe 3 weeks ago at the most. If that isn't a big red button, I don't know what is. Sealed vault? Oh, yeah, I can unlock 2 of the 3 seals. One of the 3 seals I have yet to figure out. But I will figure it out. I am going to open that 3rd seal. Although I don't know why. Or what will happen when I do. I don't know where their machine is. Their machine that they built that is apparently broken. I'm still missing 2 of the codes. One of them I don't know that I need. Because I'm able to turn off that without it. Why am I going this way? I should go the other way. It would be faster. But I still haven't figured out how to get past the alarm. So it shows it failing to wake one of them up, but he was dead. How do I get it to not wake me up if I'm not dead? You know? Why are you opening marine mammals? What? Seals? Oh. Come on. I'm just trying to land right on that pylon. Come on. And the pylon has gravity. If I could just land there. Okay. We'll go in through the hull breach. I blew myself up with the same thing that blew this room up. That was an interesting experience, let me tell you, because I had no idea what the heck I had done. All right, artifact. Oh. Well, I don't know. This might have been a mistake, but we'll see. Oh, no, there's a raft right here. Ba-ba! And where the heck am I? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that was there like that. No mistakes, only science. Weird science. I do just like being in this world. Okay, we've got plenty of time. If we just go in the bell. Here we go. Sam may be infections? Wait, what do you mean? Say infections? No! But also science? Yes, please. I missed science last week. What was last week's science? I'm sure I'll find out in a few minutes when we raid over to Althaven for the Stream Punks. But if somebody wants to tell me what last week's science was, ear things. Ooh, I might have to go and watch the YouTube. Okay. Oh, can I do it from in here? Oh wait, it was Dino Science? Okay, there's an elevator that goes down. Da 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 da. YouTube is ear things? Okay. your eardrums more with your eyes? I am confused. I know that my ears like to give me infections quite regularly. See, this one I know how to do. I don't even need the code. I can just do, because when I look at it this way, I can just watch where the bridges are. Whoops. There, and then if I grab my lantern, inner ear movement when eyes move. Ah. Really? I wonder how that would play into my ears' tendency to infect me. Okay, that's not working. Let's go this way. It just needs to go up. Yeah, this way. This'll work. I left the lantern and now I can't get back to it because it was too dark. Okay. So, invisible bridge. Ouch. Invisible bridge. Invisible bridge. Invisible bridge. Invisible bridge. That said, I think I made a mistake. But it won't matter that much. So that's one. The next one I have to do is over there. I don't have a way over there from here. I need to do a different thing. But I still have no idea how to get past that. How do? All right. Great. I don't want to doze off again. But look, only 2 of them are lit. Underwaters. I need to go in a different spot. Oh, it's just a little spot of bother. Oh gosh, is it 9 o'clock? Jeepers. Is Althaven live? I didn't see anything saying they went live. Oh dear. Let me check on things. I know I had a thing, but okay, yeah, they're not live yet. Were there any changes? That were announced? Nope. Good. Okay. So we are still going to be heading over there. They're just not live quite yet. So the beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid. Right. Just gonna like float. 'Cause we all float down here, right? That's right, right? We all float down here. I won't get to finish it this time, and that's fine. I knew I wasn't going to, but come on. Just take me over the dam. I think we're very close to the end of the DLC. You keep dropping the stream. My internet at home is generally fine now. It used to be rubbish enough that we had this, but I now no longer have Shentel. That said, my internet at work keeps dropping out, and which wasn't too much of a big deal until now our telephone access is Zoom. And requires an active, stable internet connection in order to talk to someone on the phone. And I had a call this morning that dropped twice in what ended up being a 15-minute call. Probably could have been a 7-minute call, but the internet dropped the call twice. So thanks, internet. Appreciate. New Zealand is awful as well. I don't know what the problem is with the internet, because I'm not using like Wi-Fi or anything. I'm using a hardline connection to the campus internet network, so it should be stable and high speed. And so they're going to have somebody test my Ethernet port, because there's no reason that my internet should be dropping like that. Well, you know, there was also no reason that my internet should have been dropping like that when the internet was dropping here at my house or my apartment, except that the network was just really old. And there was noise on the line that used to drop out. Like, it worked fine for download and watching TV and stuff like that. That was never a problem. But streaming didn't work. I would lose all my upload speed because of noise on the line. So once I had a different provider as an option, they had installed brand new infrastructure, and lo and behold, no noise on the line. I don't have fiber. I wish I had fiber. They discontinued copper lines a few years ago. Yeesh. Replace them with Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi's just not as stable. And you lose your phone lines in an emergency. That's great. Okay. Althaven's still not quite live yet. I don't know what's going on, but alright. Wait, this boat won't get me where I need to go, will it? This boat just takes me over there. Where's the boat that... Oh, gosh. Oops. This isn't where I need to be. It's fine. It's not like we're getting anything done anyway. I'm just vamping. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Their Twitter account posted a thing saying tune into the penultimate episode, so I presume that means that they're still planning to be live. More dinos. I mean, but no, tonight, I mean, yes, dinos, but also the moon is haunted. Let me tell you, the moon is haunted. The moon is haunted. The stars are fire. It's the stars are fire. That is the current, the world that they are in is the Monty Cook game, The Stars Are Fire. Just double check their Twitter. No post about it being delayed or canceled. The moon is haunted in every world. This is indeed accurate. The moon. It be haunted. All right. And now we jump off. See, and now I'm walking on water, an essential part of breaking the second seal. which I think I need to go this way. I don't remember quite. Oh, yep, right here. And I come over here, and then bye-bye second seal. I mean, we enjoy rogue punctuation here. So that gets me 2 of them. But I still don't know how to get the 3rd one. Because in order to not be awoken, I have to be dead. Right? Or do I need to take the lantern from a dead one? I don't know this combination. This is one of the 2 combinations I don't know. The other combination I don't know is that one. But I'm able to unlock it without the combo. But I don't know how to unlock this one. And I thought I needed to turn off that light. But the only way I know of to turn off a light is to have a raft. And I don't have a raft that will be picked up there. So is puzzle. Yeah, is puzzle. All right, I'm just checking. Oh, I just saw the rainbow lorikeet picture. Yes, I have seen one of those before, but also super cute. Alt Haven. Not live yet. I have the channel up. Like, I've got the... Oh, they just went live. So, okay. Think. It's a very Winnie the Pooh emote. The only way I know to turn off a light is to have a raft. That might be a sentence that has never been said. Yeah. All right. We're going to end there. I'm going to have to ruminate for another week on... what I am missing, or how does it help me that if I'm dead, the alarm won't wake me up? Because I'd rather not be dead. Hi, Obi-Wan Pez. But let me bring up the credits, because we're going to be raiding. We're going to raid over to Alt Haven for the next episode of Legacy of Silver Creek with GM Eric Campbell and a lovely cast of players bringing you a wonderful story. I would try to name them all, but I would definitely miss one of them, and so I'm just not today. Don't wake me up before you go. Oh, wow, Iron Trout, thank you for the resubscription. I missed that. I feel bad. When did that happen? Wait. This has got credits in it from yesterday. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. Thank you, Be Right UK, for all those bits yesterday. Thank you, Iron Trout, for the resubscription yesterday. Thank you, Retro OG-san, for the follow like 2 days ago. Chaos. It's all chaos. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope that you had fun. I had fun. And we'll see. We might finish the DLC next week. I have no idea. But I'm still having fun. I'm still really enjoying this game. It's a great game. Thank you, of course, to my mods. And I am going to set up the raid. We're going to be raiding over to Alt Haven, of course, because that is the wonderful, wonderful place that hosts the Stream Punks. I don't know. The credits might be dead. I couldn't wake them up. I do have a raid call. If you want to drop it in the chat when we get over there, it comes in both subscriber and non-subscriber flavors. Feel free to copy and paste. It is #RogueRaid. And the subscriber flavor has my chaos emote. The non-subscriber flavor has the Twitch raid rainbow missile. But yeah, it'd be awesome if you just like say hi when you get over there. Let them know that I brought you by. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope I see you again soon. Until I do, get out there and do some shenanigans.